Hi guys, sorry for the delay with Mila's video, but I know there's some interesting stuff in here. You see this slightly unorthodox start position, but I say, you can leave that, not a big deal for now. If she wants to start that way, she can. If you look at the flow here, first move, down together, oh, she didn't go. Okay, here we go. This is kind of interesting. She's got kind of a cobra start here with everything relaxed. The elbow is high. I don't know how you feel about that. It's a little unorthodox, but you do see players doing that with that cobra style. Racket heads down, and some coaches theorize that you can get more acceleration this way. I'm not totally convinced of that. Look how she comes up with the racket tilted down here. I would say that's a little more on the rare side. Most players bring the racket head up more in line with the arm. But the big thing we were talking about is this double goalpost look here with the two arms really high. The elbow's really high in the beginning. And that has to get better in terms of the power position. So you'd like to see the shoulder line maybe here, and or maybe here, and maybe the elbow should be here, and she's just like way off. She's bringing the arms so high. Look how high the racket is. It's like sky high, right? So you have this idiosyncratic start, but maybe that's the way she likes to do it. You see how everything's high here, here, and here, elbows high, and then she has sometimes that's called like the cobra, or kind of like a curious wind up there. The other thing we talked about is the level shoulders. Like the shoulders just have no tilt, and even when Mila thinks she's tilting, she's not. So that just has to get a lot better. And this has been a struggle for Mila, so I think you just got to do a lot of reps shadowing, without the ball, and get that muscle memory in there. As the motion continues, this is another thing that a lot of analysts like Brian Gordon, for example, top biomechanist, this is sometimes called a power leak here, where the racket's in front of the head as it drops. So the racket's going down, and she's kind of pulling the racket forward as she drops. You'd like to see that racket drop take place kind of here or here behind the head, rather than here. So I would be on the lookout for that. You can check that with high-speed video. It's hard to see with the naked eye, but ideally you have the elbow back here somewhere, and then the racket would drop about here. That's what it looks like with most of the top servers in the world. And when this kind of goes forward too much, it's usually a power leak. You cost you some power in the kinetic chain. All right, this is a nice position here. Good job, pretty like the legs are well loaded here. Let's see if Mila gets a good extension going up. Okay, this is not too bad. This is the impact here. You can see that her head has dropped. She's not looking up at the ball. It's something I didn't notice earlier. I'd like to keep the eyes up all the way through the impact there, and keep working on getting a good stretch in the body here. This is pretty good. Maybe the arm's a little bent here, you could say, right? And we're always working on a good landing inside the court. So this is pretty good for Mila, but a lot of times her landing will be back that way. But this is pretty good. And then her balance landing is getting a lot better. Like this is a great position here. This position here is real good. I love this. Look where the eyes are focused. That's great. This is a nice, so this is the ending that you want. As we've talked about, again, another major power leak is how the racket's at full external rotation here, maximum point of external rotation here, racket down, and the legs have started to fire, so that there's starting to be energy coming up from the legs, but she still hasn't left the ground yet. You can see her feet are still in the ground. And with the pros, the pros are in the air at this stage, as the racket hits the maximum point of external rotation. So, again, this is a really common thing in young kids. It's something that Brian Gordon has pinpointed as critical in the SIR development of young children, and I agree with him. You'd like to get the racket drop happening later, not so we talked about how the racket's forward here, but also you want the timing to be later. You don't want to drop so early. Drop early, and then the legs don't drive the racket down. So Mila's already dropped her racket, and so the racket's down, and she's just starting to use her legs now. So when she's using her legs now, the racket should still be up and coming down. It's already fully down. The racket's already fully dropped. So there's a power loss there because the legs are not driving the racket down, driving the arm down into external rotation. All right, good luck, Mila. Keep working on this, and we'll check in next week and see how it's coming along.